As educators, we start to develop routines, especially as we teach the same topics every term or year. We know a topic so well we can teach it in our sleep. This is not always a good thing because we can lose the spark we once had while teaching. This is why lesson plans are great. Lesson plans are not just a reminder of what needs to be learned, but a process of improving how we teach. For new teachers, a lesson plan is crucial to surviving the first year. New educators will make mistakes and will feel overwhelmed by the amount of administrative duties, but lesson plans will help them to stay focused and organized. With that being said, not all lesson plans are created equal. Some lesson plans are made just to meet administrator requirements. They are not thoughtful, lack detail, and are really just pieces of paper with a few notes. Good lesson plans are measured by what an educator can do with them. For example, if Ms. Smith suddenly had to miss a day of school, one of her colleagues should be able to fill in because she has a great lesson plan for them to follow. A lesson plan helps us to teach better. A big part of having lesson plans is being able to track your teaching activities throughout the term. For example, start with the objective, or what you want students to learn from the lesson, and link it to the overall course objectives and state standards. This not only keeps you accountable, but also helps you keep track of how you are meeting course objectives. Your lesson objectives should be viewed as, what will the students learn today? Or, what can they do with this information afterwards? So now what? Well, a great lesson plan engages the students, provides a breakdown of the topic at hand, and allows students to apply what they have learned. There are several techniques to establish this flow, but here's a simple one: excite, study, apply, or ESA. Let's look at what each of these mean. Excite. Every lesson should start with a warm-up that gets students interested or excited about a topic. This could be relatable material, such as how the topic is useful to them, a current event in the news, or a real-life example. Excite can also be a wow factor. In many cases, you can try to incorporate both. For example, when Mr. Jones teaches about the economic impacts in tourism, he starts out with trivia on the economic impacts of the World Cup. Students can relate because they at least know of, like, or play soccer and are impressed by the billions of dollars it generates, along with corruption. The excite component of a lesson is often stronger when it's a dialogue between the teacher and students. Study. Study is the presentation of the information being taught. There are several ways to present information, but try not to make it too long. The average adult has an attention span of about 20 minutes. The attention span of children is even shorter. Regardless of how you present your information, insert some interaction or discussion. For example, if you have 3 concepts to explain, break up that information. End each concept with a quick review, discussion, or Q&A session. This also helps students to start thinking critically before it's time to apply the information learned. A great technique to break up a lesson is to have students switch roles. After you have presented the concept, let them think about it, and then have one student reteach it to the class in his own words and using his own examples. Also, make sure the information is relevant. What do they really need to know, and what is the best way to present it? Apply. This is the best part. After learning the lesson material, students need the opportunity to apply or demonstrate their understanding of what was taught. Not only does it help students retain and understand information, but applying learning also gives you feedback on topic delivery. Games work well, but what activity will work best really depends on the topic, time, and resources. Even if it's a short quiz, by telling students ahead of time, they are more likely to pay attention throughout the lesson. Be creative. A simple applied activity is Powerball. Here, whoever has the ball gets to ask a review question and toss it to someone to answer. Students get excited because they get to challenge their friends. You can also apply popular game mechanics such as Cranium or Taboo to review and assess student learning. Now it's time to add structure and reflection. Lay out how long each activity will take. Timing is important because you want to make sure you can include every activity or have enough to fill up the lesson time. Every lesson should end with a reflection exercise. It's crucial to review the objective and what was learned. You should also think about or include what type of activity you have planned for each section. The activity helps you determine if there is too much of a good thing. For example, if the excite and study activities were both lectures and one-way communication, you would be expecting students to sit and listen for a long period of time. See how you can present information differently. It's also important to make note of the materials needed for each lesson. Listing the materials is a great way to stay organized and prepare for the lesson. Lesson plans are important because they help teachers focus on what they need to teach and help them become better teachers. An effective lesson plan is detailed. It has a flow that excites students about the topic, gives them time to study or learn new material, and apply what they learn. The details are in the structure and preparation. The lesson plan should include times, type of activity, and needed materials.